Alright, so this is a Sidewinder from the Edge Products Designs in Perth. It's got a YZ490 Yamaha engine in it. Yeah, so I'll just give you the basic rundown of it. The bonnet is Edge bonnet that you can buy from them. I've just added a few aluminium strips and scoop, stainless steel, should I say, and give it a paint job. It's a black metallic pearl with gold speck through it as well. So the paint job is candy apple green. Yeah, the steering wheel is a go-kart, Italian leather go-kart with a quick release on it. It just comes off like that. It's got a Speedo, Trial Tech Endurance Speedo, which is just rigged up through down to the front right-hand wheel. The seat is just a stock standard race harness seat, as you can see, with RJS racing equipped. This is a 4-point race seat, seat belt. You've got here on for the dash, if you could call it a dash, red button is kill switch, and this is just another spare switch in case wanted to put lights on it afterwards, so we didn't have to modify nothing too much. So that's just a spare switch. Well, it could be for anything. Floor panels and side panels are all stainless steel, polished up. I've rubber mounted everything. If you look between all the side panels, there's rubber mounts. As 2-stroke 490, you could imagine a lot of vibrations and whatnot, and that's also on the floor pan. The floor pan, I've got skateboard grip tape, so if you do get wet, muddy feet or anything like that, it's not too slippery. Ended up getting a bit slippery. It's hard to position your foot right when you're trying to drive. I'll just take the bonnet off so you can see what's underneath there. Pedal boxes are just a design off of the Edge's plans, with a trailer master cylinder straight from the Edge's designs. They just tell you to use that one there. You've got braided brake line all the way through to the rear brake. This has only got rear brakes. The fuel tank is an RCI race or drag, drift cars, whatever, they all use these fuel cells. So shouldn't have any problems with that one. Rear shocky is off of a YZ, I think it is about a 2008 rear shock off a YZ250, 450, same thing. You have electrical box here, which has got all your electrics in it. I've eliminated everything but coil and everything like that, so it has got a magneto with this engine, but I don't run any lights, so you could attach lights to it later on, which isn't a problem. Gear lever, if you come around here, I've got a push-pull cable which runs from round here all the way around behind the back seat and attaches. I've modified the gear lever foot pedal to attach to the push-pull cable, and you've got left-hand gear change, as in the Edge plans they show you to do a lever style lever action to go down to the foot pedal, and they also tell you to run the clutch lever that comes off of the motorbike on actually attached to the gear lever. And I've got a foot clutch too to make it more like a car, a little bit more realistic, so everyone's used to that. Roll bars. I've added a few extra roll bars around the expansion chamber and around the fuel tank, so if it does roll, at least you can save both, as they're both not cheap. The expansion chamber is probably the most important one, but at least there's a little bit more protection there than off the plan. The little scoop here on the side, that is there for a reason. When I modified the expansion chamber to get the expansion chamber to run up here, as you can see, it's blocking a lot of the head and barrel. So I've got this scoop here, and on the inside there's a little pocket box that I've built with a piece of tube that runs up and pushes air onto the right hand side of the barrel of the head, which is getting blocked from the expansion chamber. And the expansion chamber and the pipe here that runs off the scoop are all got heat wrap to try and reduce a little bit of heat as well as sound. As you can imagine, it's very loud next to your ear when this thing is running. The exhaust expansion chamber is stock straight off of the bike that I pulled this out of, with a stock. It's not Pro Circuit, that's just it's actually a Build Pipes muffler, so it'll do the trick. The boost bottle or air chamber, whatever you want to call it, the ITs and the YZ490 engine come stock with a little plastic bottle. This here is a SodaStream bottle that I had chromed up and just mounted with these brackets, and got some nice braided hose that runs down there. I measured the volume to see that, so it's the correct volume, as it can change the running conditions of the engine depending on the volume of what's normally in the bottle. So this here is the same as stock. Carby is stock standard carby, straight off the bike. The air box, now this is the air box. As you can see, it comes around and it wraps up and it pulls air in from just up the top here. As you can imagine, there is a pod filter inside of here. If you go around and look, you can see the attachment. The pod filter sits in here, air box. Just cut off some zip ties and unscrews and pull that off. The reason I've done that is because of dirt and stuff that can kick off of the back wheel. Obviously it would fill your pod filter full of shit. The kickstart I've extended. Obviously it's a kickstart, being a YZ490. The kickstart I've extended out so it doesn't, so you can still kick it and you don't get your foot caught on the back tyre comfortably. The engine itself, I've fully rebuilt top and bottom. Any sign of any wear on any gear has been replaced. So pretty much brand new down to the bottom end, all new bearings, everything like that. Top end, new rings and piston. The barrel was still in good condition, so we've just left. It's still at standard size piston. As the bike I got it from wasn't used a great deal. It was a farm bike. The bottom end, I also, as we were pulling out the clutch basket, we broke one, so I've got a Talon lightened clutch basket in there as well. Now, the engine mounting points. Now, this engine is sitting in a cradle. As you can see, it runs down underneath the engine, up, around. The only metal to metal on this engine is from chain to sprocket. Everything else is being rubber mounted. There is 7 rubber mounts, I think, in there. You have big car mount here. There, you have 2 small engine mounts. Well, they're not engine mounts, they're just rubber mounts underneath. You have another one here, and then another big car engine mount there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 because there's one up on top of the engine as well to stop sway from right to right, right to left. And that pretty much is everything.